Yo, what's going on? What's going on? This your boy, Big Clout. Ooh, and tonight, let me check it out. Tonight, we talking about inflation. Look, we talking about inflation. What's up with you? I see you on IG. What's going on? Steph to Death is in the building, y'all. If y'all don't know about Steph to Death Kitchen, y'all got to get y'all some Steph to Death Kitchen food on order as soon as possible. You feel me? She hook your boy up with a nice little pasta with the y'all know what I'm trying to talk about. The lobster tails. That's what it was. The lobster tails. Yay! You know what I'm saying? But look, check it out. Tonight, we talking about inflation. Inflation been going crazy. Talked to one of my coworkers the other day. He said, Big Clout, you need to do a show about inflation. I was like, Inflation has been going crazy lately. He's correct, right? A lot of people been feeling the effects of inflation, right? Everything's getting more and more expensive, right? So salute to my man who came up with that idea. He wanted me to dive in on the subject matter. But people are going broke. And we're going to get into these reactions. These people on TikTok, they're letting their voices be heard. They're letting their voices be heard, man. And so just the same way that Stone Cold Steve Austin let his voice be heard to Vince McMahon, that's what's happening on TikTok. And look, this thing is hitting everybody, right? It's not just hitting the poor people, right? It's not just hitting middle class people. It's hitting people who got money, right? People who got money. I seen a video where somebody said the people who got money, the millionaires, they are shifting the way they shop, right? So maybe they're not shopping, at the high quality clothing stores anymore. They coming down. They're like, yo, wait a minute. We can't afford this. Not that we can't afford it, but we're not going to spend our money on Louis Vuitton right now. We're going to wait for Louis Vuitton prices to kind of come back down, right? Look, everybody know y'all know what we do over here. We talk about the evictions, right? The evictions are crazy. Why? Because rent is so high. People can't pay their rent because the rent is steadily going up. This is what I've been telling y'all. If you think, even if you're on some kind of aid, some kind of assistance, and your rent payment is $500 a month right now, you think that payment's going to be $500 a month in 2026? Not at all, buddy. Why? It's going to get more expensive as we progress and move forward. This is why we promote over here. We don't just talk about, the bad, the doom, the gloom. Okay, we got it. We get it. Things is not as copacetic as they should be. But we want to give some solutions. How can we get better? How can we get out of the situation to whereas we're not getting evicted? Black women, the number one top group of people being evicted in America. Ridiculous, right? Come on, y'all. Look, the solutions. We're going to wait for the government to do it? We're going to wait for housing to be considered a human right before we feel better about the situation? No. How y'all feel about that glass break? It's a little loud, huh? Let me turn it down, son. Turn it down. Look, we have to get what? New skills that demand higher paying jobs, right? Whether that's going to trade school, whether that's doing something in the tech world, creating your own business, e-commerce business. If you want to become a day trader with stocks, whatever it is, but we need more dinero. Dinero. I'm not Spanish. I can't. Did I say it right? Dinero? Is it dinero? We need more money. More money. This is the only way that we're going to really be able to go back to being at a comfortable level in society here in America, right? We need to get new skills to get higher paying jobs. This is that simple. Salute to my people out there. Let me put this up. Oh. What about digital dollars being announced by President? Oh, I did not know that. Hey, big guns. I did not know that. Digital dollars being announced by the president on September 20th. That's news to me, right? Now we screwed. My man says now we screwed. Hey, so tell me what you think about those digital dollars. Derek, America vote. Look, my man Derek kept it gutter. America voted for that clown. That clown show that's in Washington, D.C. Facts. Facts. They did vote for that clown show that's in D.C. right now, right? I like this is not a political channel, even though we talk about real estate. And what I told y'all in one of the first streams I ever did, when you in real estate, you are in politics. Whether you're a renter, owner, investor, doesn't matter, right? You're in politics. When you're in real estate, right, you're in politics. Look, this is not a political channel. I like my politics like I like my record labels, independent and black. That's why I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Look, but we're gonna watch these videos and we're gonna see these people talking about, you know, how they're going broke, right? Because of rent. Rent's high, right? All across America. We talked about Vegas. We talked about Columbus, Ohio. We talked about Los Angeles. You know, we talked about a bunch of places already in the United States. They struggling, right? All throughout. People getting evicted left and right. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The man in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was getting served an eviction notice. Did not want to accept the eviction notice and had a 6-hour standoff with the cops in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They say hundreds of thousands of rounds were exchanged between this one black man in this one townhouse in the whole police department of Pittsburgh. The man had bullets. He had bullets. He had guns. I'm telling you, look. At the end of the day, the man ended up passing away. Sorry to say it. But all over an eviction because he didn't have the funds to pay the back rent. This is what. Look, so like I said, it's touching everybody. You know, unfortunately, we know that black women are, according to the stats and the statistics, black women are the number one group of people being affected, right? But it's affecting everyone, right? And you're gonna see from these people on these TikTok events, you're gonna see some other people on there. It ain't just black women, right? Yes, rents are high. Yes, no doubt. Mortgages are high, right? Is anybody here thinking about buying a house? Or do you own a house already? What the mortgage rates look like? Are you comfortable? Do you think you pay too much? It's crazy out here. So let's get into these videos. Just let me do a little something. Let me do a little house cleaning before I get too deep into this. Look, my children are asleep right now. They may wake up and come into this video. Please forgive me if they come and take over the live stream, right? We're going to push forward, though. Look, also, if you don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is SavalasWilliams, a.k.a. Big Clout. This is Clout Chasing, where we mix the culture with the real estate. For the past several years, I've dedicated myself to learning about real estate on an academic level. I have an associate's degree in real estate. I have a certificate of completion in real estate. I have a certificate of completion in commercial real estate. I have a salesperson's license for the state of California. I have a bachelor's degree in business management with a concentration in real estate. I've also managed my own property that I've owned. And I currently work for military housing, right? As a let me see, what's my man say? Okay. As a grounds crew member. I used to be a service coordinator working in behind the scenes. Now I'm live in the action now, right? And so I just wanted to give y'all a little rundown about, you know, who y'all talking to and who y'all listening to. So I know a little bit about real estate. I've done with having to evict people. I've dealt with a lot of these things. And so we're going to just see, man, what's these prices looking like, right? I know when I was in California, we had rented a studio apartment. This is like before the pandemic. It was $1,100 a month, 500, 600 square foot studio. The next year, they raised the rent to like $1,300. I wasn't having it. That was 2018. So here we go. What my man say? What my man say? All right. Own house have 4.2 rate. It's a good rate. What do you recommend about the United States DA loan? Not quite too familiar. USDA loan, right? I don't have any recommendations about it as of this moment. That's something that I would have to look up and see like the pros and the cons. But however, as far as your home, congratulations on being a homeowner. Woo! So let's give it up for my mans. It's a homeowner in the building. You know what I mean? My man Big Gun is in the building. You feel me? 4.2 rate. That's better than my rate. I'm at 4.8. My man's, he got a really good rate. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. All right, so let's get into these videos, y'all. I don't want to hold y'all too long tonight. I do want to try to get some rest. I'm going to try to go ahead and share my screen. So please bear with me for a moment, y'all. Like I say, this is my people here on Facebook. You know, I'm still getting used to all this stuff, man. You know, IG and Facebook and doing all this. My man Big Gunner says, I'm a veteran. I am also a veteran too. That's what's up. We got something in common. Soldier. Right? And when I say soldier, I don't mean that you was in the army. I'm just saying soldier because I'm a no-limit soldier. But anyway, that's what's up, man. Thank you for, well, nope. As a veteran, I know we don't like to hear that, right? So, you know, salute to you, big dog. Salute to you. But we definitely about to get into these videos. Let me share my screen. Oh, this is a Facebook, right? No. Oh, YouTube. I be struggling, y'all. I be doing these streams and it be like, you know, I be doing them late on the East Coast. It's past midnight. You know, I'm out here in VA. And I be struggling trying to put these things together for y'all, shooting y'all this information. Right? Definitely appreciate you. Thank you, Big Guns. He says it's YouTube. Yes, indeed. The veteran out there. Big guns with the big guns. You heard me. All right, let me find this. Share my screen. All right. Please let me know if you can hear everything. And here we go, y'all. We're going to listen to
Hey, fam, doing a little something different on the channel today. I wanted to talk about inflation when it comes to
my own. Now you have to be making 2 months and I'll save up enough money for me to move out. Okay, cool.
All right, let's listen to this lady right here. I think her story was kind of interesting. She's talking about her children. So if you're on IG, y'all probably cannot hear this. But to my people on YouTube, y'all in there like swimwear. So let's get into this. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, give me a second. Here we go.
It's been 10 months.
Oh, she's talking about her children. That's all I'm trying to say. She got her son and her daughter, and she's going.
He has saved almost every dime and still can't afford to live. Why are 1-bedroom studio apartments almost $2,000 a month? Why?
That's what I'm trying to figure out too.
Like, I just don't get it. So I don't even think that there's even classes anymore. There used to be, upper class, middle class, lower class. It's literally turning into the ultra wealthy, and then everybody else is just poor. Like, that's what is happening. And then I told him, hey, when you turn 25, at least your car insurance will go down. Hell no, he turned 25 and his car insurance went up $150. I tell him, if you need health insurance, get a good job. He has health insurance. He has had a medical emergency this week. Had to go to emergency room twice. He had to go to the emergency room because he couldn't get anybody to see him with the health insurance that he had. Right? So he had to go to an emergency room. Now he's out money for that too. It seems like you can never get ahead. And then my daughter.
So let's just pause it right there for a second and understand something. Hey, salute to my man. He'd say he down there in Tampa. That's what's cracking in Tampa. I thought about buying a house in Tampa maybe like 2018, right? I think I got a homeboy out there. He's in Tampa. He's in that area somewhere. But salute to my people down there in Tampa, Florida, FLA in the building. But let's just talk about this lady for a second. She's saying her son, it's 1-bedroom apartment, $2,000. 2 G's for a 1-bedroom apartment. You know, and I'm not sure where she's at in the country. I don't know if she's in Tampa, Florida, or if she is in California or where at. But hey, that's a lot of money for a 1-bedroom apartment. And I want to also highlight this woman seems to have it done and taught her children, you know, the right way to be responsible with money. Get a good job, right? So you can get good health insurance, right? And those things are not working out for her children, right? And so let's just see what she says about the daughter. Let's see what she says about her daughter.
I told her all you have to do, because she wanted to buy her own house. My daughter worked 6 days a week, 12 hours a day to save up enough for this down payment. Finally got this house. She's paying double what I'm paying for my mortgage, but her loan was the same amount. And then her mortgage company, after she's already moved in, said, oh, by the way, we forgot to tell you that you need this type of coverage, which we forgot in the beginning. That's an extra $200 you've been paying a month.
Whoa, wait, pause. So her and her daughter have the same loan amount, but she's paying double. Why? Let me just fast forward this. Interest. Because her mom's interest rate is probably like 3%. And she's probably been paying on her home for a while now. So, you know, once you get to about this 15 years, it depends on how much you're putting on the amount of mortgage every month, right? Because if you're adding a little extra $50, extra $100, it expedites that process, right, of that loan payoff. But let's just assume that she's been in her house for about 15, 16 years. Then you start paying more on the principal than you're paying on the actual interest for that home loan. So her daughter just bought a house, right? So this is a brand new loan, but the interest rate, I'm assuming, is 7%, right? 6 to 7%. And so even for the same amount as far as the cost of the home, the payments are more. Not only are the payments more, she has to pay extra because of some fee they said they forgot to put on there. So she's paying another additional $200. Wild. Whoa, wild. Wild Magnolia.
And all they see when they come home is they watch social media, kids their age on lavish vacations with all this money and nothing to do, all these social media influencers, because we value those types of things over hard workers. We will pay them $10,000, but you work 40 hours a week, you can't afford it.
Guys, I don't know how the average American is making it right now, because from the looks of it, things are just going to hell. For example, if you want to rent an apartment, the landlord wants proof of income 3 times the rent. And out here in northern New Jersey, that means a 1-bedroom, you got to be making 30 to 50% more than the national average. Groceries have gone up like crazy. It's like, it seems like it keeps creeping up ever so slightly, but after 3-4 months, you feel like it's a you know, you feel the increase. Because last year, I would be shopping for myself alone twice a week, and it would run me about $80 each trip. Now it's costing me like $125 to $140 per trip. And when I include going out maybe once or twice a week to eat, my total for food is coming out to be crazy. It's over $1,000. And I know it wasn't like that growing up. You know, it's gotten out of hand. But people are walking around like nothing's wrong. Everything is fine. Everything's dandy. But it won't be long before people are going to have to decide whether to pay the rent, pay the mortgage, or feed their families. And of course, people are going to choose to feed their families.
Pause real quick. Let's hit on something. Somebody please tell me where the food stamps at. Hey, y'all can laugh about it. Y'all can say, oh, this is whatever poor people thinking, whatever. Yo, my man's, he live in Jersey. Jersey's expensive. It's like Cali, like New York. He right there. Look, like Illinois. Come on now. Either you're going to have to pick. You choose ye this day. Preach, preacher. You want food or you want a roof over your head? Because housing is not a human right. But is food a human right? Some of us going to have to learn how to plant some stuff, right? I've been trying to plant some stuff in my own backyard recently, right? No matter what situation you in. My man's here. He's speaking facts. He's speaking facts. Salute to my man out there, my soldier on IG. I see you. We listening to the interviews on TikTok. If you can swing over to the YouTube channel, that's where you actually see the interviews.
And so who knows what's going to happen. But I was at the mall the other day and it was pretty packed. But there wasn't really that many people holding bags. It was just people hanging around window shopping, which doesn't mean squat. It just means people want to get out of their houses and hang around, maybe eat at the food court. And that the food court was popping, of course. But we're going to have to wait and see. I foresee a lot more shoplifting, a lot of stores going out of business because of that. And there's going to be a lot of break-ins, a lot of cars being stolen, a lot of parts being stolen, wheels, catalytic converters, which is already happening, but it's going to more and more people are going to want to do it because they have no other way. More and more people are going to turn to scamming and stealing and all that stuff because things have gotten so expensive.
Yo, let's talk about this for a quick second too. He talked about people stealing and things of that nature. Do y'all know what's going on in Cali right now? The laws and the regulations and the rules? People have been going into stores, into malls and retail stores, taking stuff out of the store, and security is not allowed to intervene. They have to just take their little notes and go about their way. You cannot actively pursue someone or try to get the item back that's been stolen, right? That's happening in California right now. So you can basically do whatever you want to do if you go into one of these stores and you don't have the money. You just take whatever you want, right? Now, is it like that in other parts of the country? I don't know, but I did see some videos about things happening in California that's pretty wild, Magnolia.
So we'll see. What's the solution? The only solution is for the banks and the Federal Reserve to forgive all debt. That's the only way. There's no other solution. Even if we took 20 nations to war and gave them money to buy from us, it still wouldn't help the situation.
So in order to bring inflation down, we've got to raise interest rates. Yeah. So then housing is going to be even less affordable than before? Yeah. And people are going to lose their jobs. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve maximum employment and financial stability goals. Maximum employment? We can't all have jobs? No, that's not how the system works. What about asking corporations to just lower their prices? No, don't be ridiculous. Okay, I'm just trying to understand.
Well, Gen Z is pissed at us boomers, and I can't say that I blame them. There was an article that came out the other day that said you would have to have 5 minimum wage jobs to...
Let's pause right there. We're going to need 5 minimum wage jobs to live in Austin, Texas, right? Now, if you pay attention to the feds and the job reports and everything that be coming out, right? And the Bidenomics, right? Everybody's talking about Biden right now in the comments. They're like, vote that clown out of office, right? Over here on Facebook, YouTube, vote that clown out of office, right? Everybody's talking about these Bidenomics, right? We voted for this dude, right? I ain't saying me, but I'm saying, America. Anyway, right? They say that the jobs are high, right? People have jobs, but why is it not equaling to any success, right? For people feeling the burden of the cost of products and services, right? So we can say, oh, the economy's doing good. The economy's doing good. Yeah. Go USA, economy, Biden rocks, right? But let's just use an example for myself, right? If I have my full-time 9 to 5, okay, that's one job. But then if I'm doing Uber, that's another job, right? If I'm doing DoorDash, that's another job, right? If I'm working at, I don't know, Five Guys, right? That's another. I got 4 jobs for one person. And all of those jobs still don't help me sustain a livable lifestyle to whereas I can get a mortgage to buy a home, to whereas I can pay my rent comfortably and the rest of my bills, right? It's getting wild out here. I'm pretty sure we all know people who have multiple jobs, right? And they still struggling. Shout out to Dick Gregory, Baba Dick Gregory. I'm a big follower of Dick Gregory, rest in paradise to the ancestor. Dick Gregory once said, "You show me somebody with 2 jobs, I show you somebody broke." Ooh.
Live in Austin, Texas to afford the rent there. It's ridiculous. So those of you who say, well, back in 1980, I made $15 an hour and I bought a house. Well, guess what? Adjusted for inflation, your $15 an hour that you made in 1980 would now be over $112,000 a year. You know, most young people I meet, they want to work. A lot of people say, oh, the new generation doesn't want to work and they're lazy. No, that's not true. They're smart. They're smarter than us. They just don't want your crappy $15 an hour job.
I don't know who.
Facts. Hit the Stone Cold Steve Austin on that one, right? We don't want the $15 an hour jobs, right? We don't want the $17 an hour jobs. We don't want the $23 an hour jobs, right? We need the job that's going to help us, you know, 75,000, 70,000 plus, right? At least starting out, right? This is why, you know, it's so tough, right? So you can have those 4 jobs I talked about earlier, but if those 4 jobs only equal $50,000 a year, but your rent costs you $30,000 a year, that's still more than 50% of your income for the year. So another solution, right? We talked about getting better jobs. I mean, getting new skills for better jobs, right? But also moving, right? Moving to more cheaper places in the States. But also, like, we can just say it to just move from, you know, Chicago to, you know, Arkansas or whatever, right? But it costs to move, right? You need the money to move. People just can't move, right? You need to pack your things. You need to get a U-Haul truck, a truck or whatever. Now, some people, they just grab a bag, a tote bag. They get that Greyhound ticket and they just go, right? But if you got a family, children, a spouse, you know what I mean? It makes it difficult. So we can just say, oh, everybody just move somewhere cheaper. Everybody just move to Lafayette, Louisiana or whatever. Like, but I mean, in reality, like, it's not that simple, right? But it's easy to say.
Needs to hear this, but outside costs a minimum of $300. Stay your ass home, okay?
Just going outside costs $300. That's why I'm in the house. That's because I'm on this little website. If y'all don't know, I got a little website. It's called brokeblackpeople.com. I am the chairman, CEO, sole proprietor of that website, brokeblackpeople.com.
Stay home.
Okay, let's read this. It says, when you find out your rent is going to go up another $400 in a couple of months, but you already have 3 jobs and have no idea what you're going to do. Hey, see, when I told y'all my rent had went up before the pandemic, I always got to put that out there. I had a plan. I said, we're going to go move in with my sister. I talked to my sister. She said, come on, little bro, you know, Come on. But I had, when I was in Cali, I had more options. Now I'm in VA, my own house. It's different now. But, you know, you need a plan. The last live stream, the man was doing the subleasing, right? His ex-girlfriend moved out. He stayed in that home out there in Dallas. He was not supposed to be in that home. He did not have a plan on when he was going to get caught living in that property when he was not supposed to be living there. He did not have a plan. And now he wants to cry victim. Okay. But you, don't get me started. But my girl here, she's dancing about this. I mean, she's getting it though. I mean, salute to her. Is that a Care Bear shirt?
I know this is kind of more of a funny clip. She's making kind of fun of it and all of that, but there's a lot of talk right now on TikTok about rent. And I rented for the first, I'd say, 3 decades of my life. I didn't become a homeowner for quite some time, and I feel like I just really got lucky. My first homeowner experience was in the crash of the '08 season, and it was pure luck. Like, I had no idea that was going to happen. But even before that, from like 2004, 2005, 2006, I thought I was never going to own a home. So I felt like I was in the same situation. And I know she's making light of this, but this rent crisis is crazy. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below, and any other solutions you may see to this.
Remember when prices started skyrocketing and
Yo, say what y'all want to say, and I'm a married man. This girl right here we looking at, her glasses are nice.
we were all like, hey, this is corporate greed, but then we were gaslit by US government officials and economists who said it was all in our heads. It turns out it's not in our heads. Greed inflation is real. Financial experts were not just denying that corporate profits were causing inflation, they were actually blaming consumers, which is like peak gaslighting. Like, toxic boyfriends should study this communication tactic because we all sort of believe the financial experts. Now a lot of financial experts are like, wait, this greed inflation thing is not a fringe theory. So here's the deal. Even though inflation is coming down, it's still really high. And the former vice chair of the...
So if you go from inflation being at, let's just say 10%, you know, for a long period of time, 6 months at a time, and then all of a sudden inflation goes down to 9%, right? It came down, but has it really helped me, right? I doubt it, right? It's just like these housing prices, right? People saying, oh, you know, in California, you know, housing prices are coming down in places like San Jose and San Francisco, in New York. Okay, yeah, it's coming down, but if the house in 2020 was 1.5 mil, and now in 2023 is 1 mil. It came down $500,000, but it hasn't helped. We still can't afford it.
Fed was like, hey, it's not people getting higher wages that's driving inflation. Instead, she says what's making everything expensive is something called price-to-price spiral, which is basically price gouging. Companies just mark up the cost of their products and services, even though their input cost hasn't increased. This guy...
Let's talk about this for a hot second too. Which, has anyone else seen this? Like a soda, a Gatorade bottle, right? It used to be, you know, you can get one for 24 ounces, right? And it'd be like $3. Okay, I'm just making up numbers, right? But just follow me. $3 for 24 ounces. And then you go back again and you look, and it's like, now it's 21 ounces, but it's still $3. So I done lost 3 ounces, but you're still charging me $3, right? This is part of the whole marketing, you know, inflation thing that they're talking, that she's hitting on. And these things are facts, right? Are products, foods, packaging, the quantity of what's in the package is getting smaller, but the price that we pay is staying the same or it's growing. Because we are thinking or we're not paying attention, and it's just like, well, I bought it yesterday, let me buy it again today, and not really looking. Look, those of you who may not know, but I have type 2 diabetes, and it wasn't until this year in February where I changed my diet around, and that just really came from reading the ingredients that's in these foods and in these packaging, right? I had to shift how I shop, right? I can't eat certain oils. I can't eat certain grains, right? It affects my blood sugar levels, right? My pancreas and my liver function, right? Once I understood that, I had to change the way I shop. And when I go shopping for certain products, I have to turn the package around and actually read the ingredients and say, yes, 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 nope. This one has has canola oil in it. I cannot consume this. It's going to mess with my liver, which in turn messes with my pancreas, which in turn messes with my blood sugar levels, right?
Is a famous economist, and he was even like, profit margins have led to inflation. And this was getting really egregious in 2022 when retailers and some consumer brand companies were convincing their shoppers that, hey, we have no choice. We just have to raise prices, which is actually not true. And the thing is, a lot of companies started convincing us that this is just how it works. Everything has to go up in price and we have to accept it. Technically, that's not how economics works. There's this saying that economists like to say, especially in colleges, where high prices are cured by high prices, which means that a company can only make something as expensive as a customer is willing to pay. That's
Pause. So listen to this. This goes back to housing. When you're talking about buying a house, right? And you talk about the housing market, the fair market value of a house. Fair market value, the value of a home is what the customer or the client is willing to pay for the home, right? So if your home sells for $300,000, right, and your neighbor has a house, right, they're going to put it on the market. If the comps are similar, they're going to put it on the market for $300,000. Why? Because somebody 3 months ago just bought a house similar for $300,000, right? And that's the same kind of dynamic that this lady's talking about here, right? And we have to pay attention to things like that because inflation and what we consume in stores and we buy as consumers is not quite the same as purchasing a property, right? And so the way that they're kind of setting the market is kind of similar to what they do in the housing market when it comes to these products and services. Now you see, it's just like, oh well, the corn at Walmart is $3. It's $3. So the corn at Aldi's or the corn at whatever Lucky's, Albertsons, is going to be $3.10, right? We're going to raise it up 10 cents. And then you get this competitive market and it just goes up, 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 up. Just like in the housing market, right? That home sold for $300. This next home going to sell for $310. Then the next house going to sell for $320 and so forth, right? So we have to pay close attention to things like this. She's absolutely correct, in my opinion.
That's why cars don't sell for $1 million. That price is like way too outrageous. But during this time, we're seeing like cars that usually sell for $30,000 being sold for $50,000. And there's enough buyers that believe that price is fair that they're buying it, even though it shouldn't actually cost that much to buy the car. The whole thing is a self-fulfilling prophecy, and the people who lose are us, the consumer. Even the almighty Fed chair Jerome Powell, who was very quick to blame consumers, us, for high inflation, has now actually changed his tune. He is now saying that high wages are not likely to be driving inflation, and instead it could be other factors, which is very different than what he said in 2021. So what does this mean for you? Everything is very expensive, and those costs are not necessarily justified. But prices will continue to increase if people just buy. Like, there's this mindset that we think, oh, inflation is high, therefore everything.
Look, this is about to be the end, but let me just say this, and I don't mean to go to the 1960s or the 50s on y'all, but remember when they did the bus boycott, right? And the theory, the whole concept behind it, the base of that was just, we're going to stop riding the bus, right? And if you remember the conclusion of that, right, the bus companies went bankrupt because the black people who were spending their money to ride the bus were no longer riding the bus. And so the bus companies went bankrupt, right? And so even in today, right, we see that the trucking companies like Yellow, right, been around for 100 years, right? The trucking company Yellow just went out of business about a month or so ago, right? When the products are not being shipped in from overseas, right, on the boats, and then it's not enough of them being shipped in from overseas, right? And then the trucking companies come to pick up the products, but if it's not enough products, some trucking companies going to have to go to the wayside because they don't have products to go deliver to stores, right? And so it's just real interesting when you actually think about it and you look at the history of America and our people. And when I say our people, I just mean Americans in general, right?
Things should be more expensive, and that's what causes the price spiral.
So if we stop products, right, if we hurt their pockets, then they'll decrease the prices. They have to come down to our level. But as long as we keep paying $8 for a gallon of gas, they're going to keep charging us $8 for a gallon of gas, right? As long as we keep paying $25 for a box of cereal, they're going to keep charging us $25 for a box of cereal. But when we say, no, we're not paying that amount, right? Let's wait till the prices get back down to about, $2.50, $2.50. Then, we'll start consuming then, right? And so we have to really understand that when we're out here shopping and consuming. So she's absolutely correct again, in my opinion, about that.
That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts.
All right, y'all. That's it. Let me stop sharing this. So tell me what y'all think about it, man. Are people going broke? I mean, what's really happening out here in these streets, man? My man Derek said that it's going to go back up. I think he was talking about the gas prices, man. So how y'all feel about, this inflation and housing and rent, right? Tell me what y'all thinking about it. Let me see. I am going to copy. And anybody who would like to come up, Pace, more than welcome to come up and join the show. The link is officially, where's it at? The link is about to be in the message. There it is. You can hit the link and come up, and we can talk about it a little bit. Just how you feeling about this whole situation? Are we going broke? Due to inflation, housing, right? Rent's too high. Things are getting out of control. What do you think some solutions are? Right? What can we do to make this thing better? Please feel free to hit the link and come on up to the show and just have a little convo. I mean, you don't even have to have your camera on if you don't want to, just to say your piece, and talk about this for a hot second. You ain't got to be up here long. 15 seconds, just say, I think it's messed up. Click off. However you feel, right? This just the link to the stream is up there. Let me see. All right. Look like no, we don't have no takers on that. All right. So cool. All right, then. Just in conclusion, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end this for anybody watching the playback on this. It's wild. Going broke because of rent, right? People are paying a lot of money for rent. People are still trying to group up and live with each other, right? Move in with each other. Mortgages are high, not necessarily because of the mortgage price, but it's making it unattainable for people. Why? Because of the interest rates, right? 7%, 8%, 9%. Some people say we're going to hit 10%, right? I don't know. I'm stuck at my little 4.8 and I'm just going to chill. Right? But, society here in America, we are not feeling this at all. Right? And so, my solution, I keep preaching and telling y'all is that, hey, we need some new skills, some new training in order to get higher paying jobs. And this will help, alleviate some of that stress. Right? Also, like I said, trade schools are wonderful. HVAC, plumbing, barber, beautician school for the ladies, I believe. Nailologist, what they call it? Nailologist? Am I saying that right? Right, where they do the nails and stuff. If you can, get your little nail tech on, you feel me? Start your own shop. If you want to do some kind of e-commerce, e-shipping, that's wonderful. right? As long as you're profitable and you got some good products out there that's really moving, right? You got to learn how to market and work the system, right? T-shirts, whatever. Shout out to my man in Tanzania, Kino Lifestyles. They made, my shirts you see me wearing, they come from East Africa, man. When I was in Africa in 2020, we met a man, and he does the shirts. He made suits for me too. I got like 4 suits. They custom made 3 pieces, right? Straight from East Africa, right? And so when you have your own businesses, your own talents, your own trade skills that you can use, you can capitalize on those things. If you know how to plant and garden, you know what I mean? Like, you can help people start their own little garden, right? You can charge people for that. You can help them build their own garden, whatever. You feel me? But my homeboy, PJ, always told me, it's bread everywhere. Bread everywhere, right? We just got to go out and get it, and be determined and become ambitious fools, right? So here at Clout Chasing, I'm Big Clout. We are all the clout chasers, and we are all renters, owners, and investors in some form or fashion, right? And that's kind of like our little thing where we designate each other here in our community. And so I appreciate y'all for rocking with me tonight. Y'all add a lot of value. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to Big Guns. I really came through tough tonight. Who else was up on here? They really ran a live stream. I had a couple people show up on IG. Normally IG be popping, but today it was really YouTube. So salute to y'all on YouTube. Thank y'all very much for tuning in, and I do appreciate it. And like I try to end every episode, like, just remember, have a positive good night. Try not to let nothing stress y'all. Find new skills if you need them, or try to help someone get some new skills if you know someone who may be lacking in a couple things. And so I do really appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe. And until next time, and we're going to get into the next show in a couple more days. Y'all know every other day your boy jump on here and try to bless y'all with some kind of information, some kind of entertainment, and some kind of news in the real estate world, because this is Clout Chasing. I am Big Clout, where we mix the culture with the real estate. Y'all have a good night. IG, peace out. YouTube, see y'all next time.